Good day, everyone. This video will explain Rule 26 of the International Regulations for Preventing Collisions at Sea, 1972, also known as COLREG 1972. This rule specifies how fishing vessels must display lights and shapes when engaged in fishing activities. Before discussing the specific requirements under Rule 26, it is important to understand Malaysia's position in adopting and implementing international maritime conventions, such as COLREG 1972. Malaysia has demonstrated a strong commitment to international maritime governance, having ratified 31 out of 69 major international maritime conventions as of 31st March 2026. This includes 30 conventions under the International Maritime Organization, IMO, and one under the International Labour Organization, ILO. Among these, COLREG 1972 stands out as a pivotal IMO convention ratified and implemented by Malaysia. The International Maritime Organization, IMO, establishes the global baseline for maritime safety, security, and environmental protection. One of its most important instruments, the International Regulations for Preventing Collisions at Sea, COLREG 1972, provides a uniform set of rules of the road for vessels at sea, applicable regardless of flag, nationality, or origin. Adopted in London on the 20th of October 1972, COLREG entered into force internationally on the 15th of July 1977, ensuring consistency and predictability in maritime navigation by applying the same collision prevention rules globally. According to the Convention on the International Regulations for Preventing Collisions at Sea, 1972, the entry into force provisions, Article 4th, specify that the Convention shall enter into force 12 months after at least 15 states, representing not less than 65% of the world merchant fleet by number or tonnage of vessels over 100 gross tons, have become parties, whichever occurs first, but not before 1 January 1976. Entry into force for states that ratify, accept, approve, or exceed after these conditions are met occurs on the date of deposit of the instrument. Upon entry into force, the 1972 regulations replace and abrogate the International Regulations for Preventing Collisions at Sea, 1960, and any amendments thereafter apply to all parties as amended. The Secretary-General of IMO informs all states that have signed or acceded to the convention of its entry into force date. Malaysia ratified COLREG on the 23rd of December 1980, marking its formal commitment to upholding these international maritime safety standards. As of 31st of March 2026, the convention covers 98.49% of world tonnage, with 164 contracting states, including Malaysia, which ratified via acceptance. This demonstrates Malaysia's alignment with international maritime regulations and its dedication to collision prevention at sea. Domestically, Malaysia incorporates COLREG through the Merchant Shipping Ordinance, MSO 1952. Under Section 252, the Minister of Transport is empowered to issue orders regulating collision rules, including navigation lights, fog signals, and steering rules. These orders carry the same legal effect as statutory provisions, applying both on the high seas and in Malaysian waters, with non-compliance punishable by fines of up to Rm 10,000 per violation. Exercising the authority under Section 252 of the Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1952, the Minister of Transport issued the Merchant Shipping Collision Regulations Order 1984, PUA 439-1984, giving legal effect to the collision regulations derived from COLREG specifically for vessels navigating through the Straits of Malacca and Singapore. While the order itself establishes the legal framework, enforcement of these regulations in practice is carried out by the Malaysia Marine Department, Port Authorities, and the Marine Police, MMEA, ensuring that the rules are not merely guidelines, but legally binding and actively applied in maritime operations. To maintain alignment with evolving standards, Malaysia issues Malaysia Shipping Notice, MSN, which provide updates on regulatory changes. Notably, MSN 11-2023 communicates the Merchant Shipping Collision Regulations Amendment Order 2023, which amends the 1984 order and prior 2000 amendments, taking effect on the 29th of August 2023. This notice addresses all relevant stakeholders, including ship owners, ship managers, masters, seafarers, port operators, and recognized organizations, ensuring full compliance. Complementing this, Section 81 of MSO 1952 mandates that owners ensure the latest legislation, notices, international rules, and maritime safety publications are readily accessible on board every vessel. The Director of Marine prescribes the list of required materials through Malaysia Shipping Notice, MSNs, including MSN 11/2023, with non-compliance punishable by fines up to RM 25,000 per ship. While the law requires accessibility of the regulations and notices, it is considered best practice for masters and bridge teams to be briefed on collision regulations and relevant light and shape displays to ensure effective operational compliance. In conclusion, Malaysia's ratification and domestic implementation of COLREG's 1972, supported by the MSO 1952, Malaysia Shipping Notices, and active enforcement by maritime authorities, reflect a robust and proactive maritime safety framework. By incorporating current amendments and ensuring accessible, up-to-date regulations, Malaysia aligns with global standards while fostering a culture of compliance, promoting safe and responsible navigation in all Malaysian waters. In the broader context of COLREGs, Rule 26, fishing vessels operates in conjunction with several other rules that collectively ensure safe navigation and risk mitigation at sea. Rule 5, Lookout emphasizes the critical importance of maintaining a proper lookout by sight and hearing to identify potential collision risks. This is particularly essential when interacting with fishing vessels, which may be stationary or maneuvering slowly while engaged in fishing operations, potentially obstructing navigation channels or operating in areas with limited maneuverability. Rule 8. Action to avoid collisions applies universally, requiring vessels to take early and effective action to prevent collisions. For fishing vessels, this entails maintaining appropriate speed and direction when not fishing and displaying the correct day shapes and lights to alert other vessels. Rule 18. Responsibilities between vessels further clarifies interactions when vessels are crossing, overtaking, or meeting. Fishing vessels, particularly when operating nets or towing lines, may be restricted in maneuverability, and other vessels must avoid impeding their operations. Additional rules, including Rules 9, 12, and 13, provide specific guidance to reduce risk. Rule 9. Narrow channels ensures that fishing vessels operating in restricted waterways or close to the coast are given priority when safe, minimizing collision risks. Rule 12. Sailing vessels guides interactions between sailing and power-driven vessels, requiring predictable movements to prevent accidents. Rule 13. Overtaking mandates that overtaking vessels keep clear and allow ample space, particularly crucial when fishing vessels operate in groups or tow large nets, limiting their ability to maneuver quickly. The annexes of COLREGs provide essential technical specifications that support these rules. Annex 1, Positioning and Technical Details of Lights and Shapes, specifies the lights and shapes fishing vessels must display, ensuring visibility and reducing the chance of accidents. Annex 2, Sound Signal Blasts, governs the use of sound signals in poor visibility, particularly relevant when fishing vessels are stationary or in close proximity. Annex 3, Technical Details for Sound Signal Equipment, standardizes sound signal devices, ensuring signals are effective and consistent across vessels. Finally, Annex 4, Distress Signals, guarantees that fishing vessels, especially those in remote or high-risk areas, are equipped with reliable distress signals to summon help during emergencies. Together, these rules and annexes integrate seamlessly to create a comprehensive safety framework for fishing vessels, enhancing their visibility, maneuverability, and ability to communicate hazards, thereby ensuring safe operations at sea for all maritime stakeholders. Rule 26, Fishing Vessels, is a critical component of the international regulations for preventing collisions at sea, COL regs, which comprise 41 rules supplemented by 4 annexes that provide technical specifications for proper implementation. The overarching purpose of COL regs is to ensure safe navigation and prevent maritime collisions, and Rule 26 specifically addresses the unique operational and signaling requirements of fishing vessels, which are often at higher risk due to activities such as trawling, towing nets, or operating in groups. By establishing clear guidelines, Rule 26 ensures that fishing vessels can navigate safely while enabling other vessels to recognize and respond appropriately to their movements and operational status. The context of Rule 26 provides explicit guidance on the lights and shapes fishing vessels must display. A vessel engaged in fishing, whether underway or at anchor, is required to exhibit only the lights and shapes prescribed in this rule. For trawling vessels, Rule 26B mandates 2 all-round lights in a vertical line, green over white, or a shape of 2 cones with apexes together, along with a masthead light abaft and higher than the all-round green light. Smaller vessels under 50 meters may omit the masthead light, but are permitted to display it. Additionally, when a trawling vessel is making way, it must display side lights and a stern light. Non-trawling fishing vessels, according to Rule 26C, must show 2 all-round lights in a vertical line, red over white, or the corresponding cone shapes. And if they have outline gear extending more than 150 meters, an all-round white light or cone apex upward must indicate the gear. When underway, these vessels also display side lights and stern lights, and additional signals from Annex 2 apply when fishing in close proximity to other vessels. Conversely, a vessel not engaged in fishing must only exhibit lights and shapes appropriate for its length, avoiding signals prescribed for fishing activities. The primary role of Rule 26 within call regs is to ensure that fishing vessels are visible and identifiable, reducing the risk of collisions in high traffic areas or low visibility conditions. By requiring specific day shapes and lights at night, including the use of cones and masthead lights, other vessels can detect fishing operations and adjust their navigation accordingly. Integration with broader rules such as Rule 5, Lookout, Rule 8, Action to avoid collisions, and Rule 18, Responsibilities between vessels, reinforces safe interactions, particularly when fishing vessels are restricted in maneuverability due to nets, towing lines, or group operations. Ultimately, Rule 26, in conjunction with the other call regs rules and annexes, provides a comprehensive safety framework for fishing vessels. By ensuring clear signaling, proper visibility, and coordinated behavior, Rule 26 plays a crucial role in preventing collisions, protecting lives at sea, safeguarding property, and preserving the marine environment. Its explicit provisions underscore the importance of adherence by both fishing vessels and other maritime traffic, ensuring safe and predictable navigation for all vessels. Thank you for watching. See you soon.